Go.
Hi, thank you for coming to Aroma HealthTexas. We are organic growers in Fort Worth, Texas. My name is Judy Griffin. It's a family business, so I started maybe 50 years ago actually, when I had a set of twins, a boy and girl, healthy weight, healthy height. Somehow they had immune deficiencies. So after a while, the doctors told me they weren't going to make it. Fortunately, the regular pediatrician pulled me aside and said, hey, why don't you go home and do what you know how to do to help your kids? Okay, so I was thinking, I know how to grow and I know how to cook, and I started remembering when my mother would gather flowers, or my dad would grow roses for her, and she'd prepare them in certain ways and drink the water or wear the water and say, dance around the room and say, oh, it makes you feel good. I started thinking, it's like, that could be something I could do topically, even with the twins, to see how it would help them. And it wasn't long, like in 6 weeks, the doctors noticed a difference, because I was gathering flowers from around my gardens, and especially roses, if I could get any blooms from them, and the twins got better and better. Now, they did have a problem with eczema, and eczema was just their whole skin would bleed with it. And it was probably nutritional deficiencies, but at that time we didn't know. So I started working with my flowers and came up with what I call Bouquet of Harmony. And this is a blend of vanilla orchid, vanilla scented orchid, it's a vine, and some antique roses from our gardens. And I call old garden roses antique roses, because we could get cuttings from roses over 100 to 150 years old and grow. They're beautiful, smell wonderful, and put it all together. Now, our essences can be fragrant, but they're not overly fragrant, because within 1/100th of a second, you're going to have a change in your whole body and your mood. And as you release good feelings, your body uses that energy to get well in any way it can. So Bouquet of Harmony became a favorite, and I would just put, the twins were small, were young, so I just put a drop on the bottom of each of their feet and allow them to get better. And then, look in my box here, I found a recipe for a buttercream and added some Bouquet of Harmony to this, and this is just a real thick, what I call a buttercream. And I would put this on my children's legs especially, never around their face, and I didn't put it where they would get into it and then eat it. It didn't seem to have anything bad in it. It was all homemade products, and the eczema started going away. Made a huge difference. So I'm sharing this information with you because that's how we got started with Aroma HealthTexas. And as time went on, it became apparent I needed something to calm me down. When you have twins and they have food allergies where everything I gave them was color-coded because neither could eat the other one's food, your nerves get a little stressed. So I came up with a blend, and this is a much stronger blend than the Harmony blend. It's stronger smelling, called Reduce Stress. And I would just take the drop, put it on my wrist. Oh yeah, I get it close to my smeller so I can smell it all day long. And that was just a drop. Now, our flower essences that we make, which we call Aroma HealthTexas, a bottle like this would take at least a quart. This one would take probably 3 quarts of flowers to make this small amount because they're very concentrated and very efficient. And after a while, we started using a spray of reduced stress. Oh yeah. And these again are very concentrated blends, and they're very effective. I had one client that came to me some years later, and her husband was a pharmacist. He worked for a chemical company that made pharmaceutical drugs, and she was very opposed to this and wanted to change him. And that's, I'm thinking that's the worst thing you want to do with a man, is try and change him, because they don't change. And anyway, I said, well, why don't you just spray some of this on his clothes in his closet, maybe his pillowcase at night so he'll sleep better, and we'll see what happens, maybe he'll be easier to get along with or something good. He called me for a consult. Within 4 months, he had stopped doing work for a pharmaceutical company, went out consulting on his own, and still in the chemical field, and he wanted a consult about which essences would work best for him. So you never know with flower essences how things are going to change. I wanted to talk to you just a minute about Bouquet of Harmony again, because I had a younger son that came along about 4 years after the twins, and like I like to say, I quit drinking wine after that. But I still had use for the Bouquet of Harmony, and one day he injured his ankle. I don't know if he sprained it or what, but it was swollen. It was very dark black and blue. And I put some Bouquet of Harmony on it just to make him feel better and feel like I was doing something. It was too late by the time he showed it to me to really do a whole lot with icing, so I just let him go to bed with the Bouquet of Harmony on. And the next morning, when I went to get him up, I couldn't tell the difference between one ankle and the other. He didn't have any pain, and the black and blue, there was none. Both ankles were the same even tone. I couldn't believe it. And I was shocked, and my son looked at me and said, well, it's your stuff. It's supposed to work. It's like, well, you never know how it's going to work in that case. But if it works so well for children and pets, we use them on pets. And over the years, I started doing work in hospitals because I was invited by the staff to make aroma essences for different patients and different problems. And so we had great success with that too. And if these essences can help people in very poor health conditions or poor mood conditions, very high stress, very insidious fears, then they can help in our everyday life. And that's my goal, is to have people using them like we do in our everyday life and change our moods within just a very short time. And for example, Bouquet of Harmony would be one that you could put on in case of an emergency, in case of a problem, or if you just want to feel better. We've been doing this for 44 years commercially, and I'm going to be taking you through a journey over time. We're just turning into spring, so when we get some more blooms, I'll make some more videos and we'll go through the gardens and talk about different plants and how they can help you, and so you can see them. So for now, I'm going to sign off. I hope you subscribe to our video and let us know what you want to learn, and like us, and visit our website at aromahealthtexas.com. Thank you.